guys. Welcome back to Xavier. This is where you come when you want to experience a very intense educational reawakening. And today we are going to speak about Jamaica's national heroes, or national heroes on the whole. This is something that over the past few weeks we have been, it has come back on the Jamaican agenda, and I think it ought to be aired in its entirety. So, this is where I give my small piece. Well, first of all, the reason why it came on the agenda recently is due to Rhianna being given national hero status in her native country, Barbados. Now, for Barbados to give somebody like Rhianna, for any country at all on earth to give somebody like Rhianna national heroes status says a lot about that country. Now, Jamaicans have been looking at that event and have decided that, well, this is the right time to give Bob Marley national hero status, and even implying that there are a lot more people who should have gotten that status already, or should be getting it, or deserve to have it. Now, let's look at it fully. What is a national hero? I have looked up the textbook definition, but I am not going to stick to the textbook definition today. What we need to do is to look within ourselves and in our own logic. To me, a national hero is someone that has dedicated their life, or the better part of their life, to uplifting their nation and its people and its image across the world. A national hero is also someone who suffers, went through sufferation to bring that country to where it is. And sometimes these people make extreme sacrifices, sometimes even gave their own lives. Some have been executed, some have gone to prison, but basically, national heroes normally suffer some form of martyrdom. Now, let's look at Jamaica's national heroes, for example. Paul Bogle, what was his agenda? He fought to see Jamaica, the black ex slaves in Jamaica, get the right to vote and the right to a good life. And he fought for that, and he was captured and executed. Now we come to George William Gordon. He went into Parliament as a parliamentarian and he spoke out for blacks. He spoke out for the blacks, and it was the main thing that he um, advocated for. And he was ostracized by the other parliamentarians and by his own people because he was half white. And then after that, he was implicated in the Morant Bay Rebellion along with Paul Bogle, and he too was executed. Right. Sam Sharp. Sam Sharp took part, and it was claimed that he led the rebellion in St. James in the western end of Jamaica, and he too was caught and executed. Now, Nanny, well, she fought for not for Jamaica, so I don't think she should be a national hero. But for that's for a different blog. For this one, I would say she fought and she led her band of people against the oppressive British colonists and slave masters, and she fought that battle and gave freedom to her own clique. But yes, she made sacrifices, and I give her that. You know. Now we come to who now? Let us go with Norman Manley. No, Bustamante. He gave the latter half of his life to secure emancipation, to get for Jamaica to become a good state, and more so for the Jamaican workers to own their own lives and to get better pay, better salary, and to uplift their lives. And he spent most of his life that he went to prison for it. He was he went to Upper Cam and was put in a cell for that. So in other words, he too suffered to freedom. As a matter of fact, he risked his own life because we can remember that there was one time when he was leading a march here in Kingston. I think it was from the wharf men who were stevedores and so on, and he was leading them, and there was a troop of policemen who trained rifles on them. And Bustamante went in front of them, and he opened his shirt and stand in front of the crowd, and he said, "Shoot me and let my people free." Now, this is a man who risked his life for his own people and for his country. Now, Marcus Garvey was the rock star of his day. As a black man in his day, he was the most famous black man ever in history at the time. Marcus Garvey, as a Jamaican, he could lead thousands upon thousands of uniformed men through the streets of Harlem just to show, he brought about black unity. He was the first person who let black people know that they were not just slaves. There are branches of the UNIA not only in the United States, but in Canada, in Liberia, in Nigeria, in Sierra Leone, and in Ghana. So this was a man who influenced the entire planet. So he gave his life to that. And he also went to prison. Remember that J. Edgar Hoover cooked up some things against him, and he landed in prison for money laundering. So he suffered for his cause and for his nation and for his people. Norman Manley, yeah, I don't think he did much, but as leading us into out of colonialism and into independence, though he wanted independence and then going to another union with the Caribbean, but that's a different story. But basically, he too put himself out for this country. Anyway, so now we go to Rhianna. What did Rhianna do for Barbados? Can anybody tell me what Rhianna do for Barbados which could make her become a national hero? Did she risk her life in any way? Did she go to prison? Did she suffer in any way, shape, or form? Did she have to kill anyone? Did anyone try to kill her? Was she in any way put at risk for her country? Did she have any intention to liberate her country or any of her people from anything, even poverty or anything? Does Rihanna even own a charity in her country? Those are questions we have to ask. Now, what did Rihanna do? The question still stands. I'll tell you what Rihanna did. Rihanna went to the United States, go on stage half naked and sing. Right. After she sing, she get a whole shitload of money, and she used that money for her own purposes. Now, if we got no, if Jamaica were to lower their standards, if we as Jamaicans should lower our standards to the standard of Barbados, then how many national heroes would we have? Can you imagine? First of all, when we give Bob Marley, you can't give Bob Marley and don't give Peter Tosh. And you can't give Peter Tosh and don't give Bunny Wailer. Let us face it, because as far as I'm concerned, Bunny Wailer and Peter Tosh are equally as talented. And we can't give them without give John Holt. And we can't get them without give the first international reggae singer we have, which was Desmond Decker back in the 60s. So we could go on and on and on and on. And everybody forget. All right, let me tell you something. Shaggy. Look at Shaggy. Shaggy has been in the business since I think 1989 or so when he came out with the song Carolina. And Shaggy have never left the international stage. He's one of the most famous Jamaicans we can ever think of. Shaggy not only keep us Jamaica relevant to this blessed day, but Shaggy also puts on a show, well, before COVID, used to put on a show every single year on the grounds of Jamaica House, where this charity show, he brought all Jamaican artists together to give a free performance to give charity to the Jamaican hospitals and so on and so forth. Now, if Rhianna can get national hero for Barbados, then me not see why Shaggy can't get it for Jamaica. And if Shaggy get it, me not see why Spice can't get it. Because Spice is bigger than for Rihanna. And as far as I'm concerned, Spice equally, if not more talented than Rihanna. And Spice is all the rage out there and she's world famous. So if Rihanna can get it, Spice for Barbados, then Spice can get it. Hear what? Jamaica, let me tell you something, people. Jamaica does not have to go the way of Barbados. Here is why. Barbados not have nobody in a them country talented enough or excelled enough to give national status to. So they have to pick the best amongst a bad lot. So they have to resort to Rihanna. Jamaica doesn't have to do that. There is one Rihanna band in Jamaica every 5 minutes. Jamaica is so super talented, and we are such a super talented set of people that the amount of Rihannas that band, a lot of them don't get famous because they just are not discovered, right? So the point is, Rihanna and Barbados, we can't look on that because we would be lowering our standard to the ground. Because if we were to go by Barbados standards again, I say it means that we would have at least 50, minimum 50 national heroes tomorrow morning. What we doing with so much national heroes? You know, we have a higher standards. So we leave national hero status to people who have given their lives or who have suffered some kind of martyrdom, imprisonment, execution, or who have just made sacrifices for a happy life and give up a happy life for the sake of their country and to uplift their fellow man in Jamaica. So that's where we keep it. Now, I even heard a few days ago that one of Bob Marley's daughters is saying that we should give her mother, Rita Marley, national hero status along with Bob. Now, if I've never seen anything so ridiculous in my life, here is why. First of all, Rita Marley has done nothing for Jamaica. And as far as me concerned, out of the high trees of which Rita Marley was a part, she was the least talented of the three. So if we were to give Rita Marley, we would have to give Marcia Griffiths. And if we give Marcia Griffiths, we have to give Jody Mawat, who are both more talented than Rita Marley. And on top of that, what has Rita Marley done for Jamaica? Nothing. She go overseas. Rita Marley has a charity called the Rita Marley Foundation. You know what is the logo for it? The logo is the continent of Africa. The African continent is the logo. You know where Rita Marley's charities are? In Ghana. She has spent her money, she has built her home, and she lived between Ghana and the United States since Bob Marley did. She don't live here. Only when she's to get an award, she passed through, but she has nothing to do with this country. So there you go. So we talking here about national heroes. Be careful. Be careful. Jamaicans have had a very high standard, and that's a standard I think we should maintain and to always continue to maintain forever. As for Bob Marley, I am a bit ambivalent where he is concerned. Because if him get it, fine. If him don't get it, fine. I am not too concerned either way. Because in some ways I think he deserves it, and in some ways I think he don't even reach the mark. Forget it. But that's neither here nor there for me. Either way, I'm good. But before I forget, one more important thing. Just remember that Rhianna posed as Jamaican most of the time. A lot of people thought she was Jamaican or of some Jamaican connection. She never big up Barbados. She never even big up Barbados. Most of the collaboration that she has done in her career, she do it with Jamaican artists or American artists. So when Barbados is going to choose somebody like that who does not even come out plain and even admit to the country of her birth, now we know that that is some really messed up thing. And I'm sorry for Barbados, but Jamaican, we don't need to go there. Thank you very much, and I see you in another video. Okay?